Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, let me introduce myself if you are watching this video for the first time, and if you are my subscriber, thank you so much for supporting. I am Bindu Powder. I am from Nepal and I upload educational videos generally from this YouTube channel. If you are fond of watching travel videos, I upload travel videos from my next YouTube channel and you can check it out from the description box below. I will keep the link of my next YouTube channel in the description box. In today's video, I gonna describe about a very beautiful play which was written by William Shakespeare, and it is Macbeth. I know most of you have heard about William Shakespeare. Let me introduce some major point regarding him. William Shakespeare, he was born on 23rd of April 1564 in UK. Talking about him, he is a renowned writer, English poet, a famous playwright, and he is considered as the greatest dramatist of the world. He has written a lot of plays, and among several plays, this Macbeth is his famous tragic play. Before describing the summary, it will be very good if I tell you the major characters which are in this play. Let's move towards the name of the characters. The major characters here in this play are, first of all, Macbeth. The title itself is Macbeth, so you might have already guessed that he is the major character. Yeah, of course, Macbeth is the main character in this play. He is the Scottish general who kills the king later on to fulfill the prophecy of the witches, and later on suffers the tragic downfall after his death. Lady Macbeth is the wife of Macbeth. Macbeth has a friend and companion. His name is Banquo, and Banquo's son is Fleance. King Duncan is the king of Scotland. He has two sons, Malcolm and Donalbain. Donalbain is the younger son and Malcolm is the elder. And there are three witches, and these three witches are those witches who made prophecies, and due to these prophecies there is tragic death of the major character Macbeth at the end. And there is a next character, his name is Macduff, and Macduff is the loyal gentleman and he is the follower of the king. And these are all are the main characters. Now let's move towards the summary of this play. Initially, what happens in this play is that the play begins with a setting in which the three witches are together at a place and it is thundering, and they make a plan to meet Macbeth. The three witches they meet Macbeth along with his friends Banquo, and they tell him that Macbeth will be Thane of Cawdor and later on he will be king of Scotland. And when Banquo was curious to know about the prophecy, the witches made the prophecy that Banquo himself will not be the king, but his offspring or descendant will be the later king of Scotland. Macbeth and Banquo, when they heard this, they could not believe the witch and they started laughing at them and they were skeptical about this. But suddenly the descendant of the king arrives there and he tells Macbeth that the king of Scotland was happy with Macbeth and he has made him the Thane of Cawdor. When he looked at, the witches were already vanished from there, and he could not believe that the prophecy becomes true. And when the Lady Macbeth, wife of Macbeth, she comes to know about the prophecies of the witch, and one of the first prophecy that come true, she was very happy and she wants more. That means she wants Macbeth to become king as soon as possible. For that, she suggests Macbeth to kill the king of Scotland, that is King Duncan. When Duncan was at the house of Macbeth for the dinner with his two servants, she plans the murder of the king with her husband. Macbeth first initially was not ready to kill, but later on, after being persuaded by the wife's sayings, he planned to kill the king that night. Finally, he kills the king with the help of the sword, and later on, when next morning the news of the king's death was spread out, Macbeth came there. He was the noble gentleman and the follower of the king, and when he came there, Macbeth, he tells to Macbeth and other attendants that the two servants might be the killer of the king, so that's why he killed both of them. Now look at this, guys. First of all, to get the position of the king, Macbeth kills the king, and later on he kills the two servants. He had already committed a big crime. He had killed 3 persons because of his over ambition to become a king. And this became true at all. He became the king after King Duncan, and after King Duncan, because Duncan's two sons, the Prince Malcolm and Donalbain, because of the fear that they might be killed or they might be regarded as culprit of the father's murder, and they went to next country. Malcolm, he goes to England, and Donalbain, he goes to Ireland. And Macbeth, after becoming king, he was over ambitious, and again he wants to be king forever. That means he does not want Banquo's offspring or descendant to be the king, so he plans to kill his friend Banquo and his son Flins. He hired the murderers to kill Banquo and his son Flins, but Banquo was killed by the murderers, but Flins ran away from there. He became able to survive. After knowing this, Macbeth, he was going bananas. That means he was becoming very crazy and furious at the same time. Meanwhile, Lady Macbeth was becoming a bit sick because so much murders were committed just to become a powerful king, and she was feeling a sense of guiltness that she persuaded her husband like this stuff. And after the murder of Banquo, Macbeth, he plans to visit the 3 witches to know more about his future. When he goes to the witches warns him about the coming future, because he will be killed by a person not born from a woman, and when the forest comes to the palace, forest of Birnam comes to the palace. Macbeth, he feels that he is secured because every man is born of women, And at the same time, the witches also wants him to be aware about Macduff, because he might be plotting against him. And after going from that place, he plans to kill Macduff as well, so that he will be killed by no one in future and his life is secure. For killing Macduff, when he reaches there, Macduff was not at home, so he orders to kill the Macduff family. Macduff family, his wife and children were killed brutally. And when Macduff came to know about this, he was actually with Malcolm, and when he came to know about this, he was very furious and he wants to take revenge against the king Macbeth. And in order to take revenge, he plans to train the army, and he was finally succeed because Malcolm was also supporting him with the army. Meanwhile, what happened in Scotland is that the queen, that means the recent queen, Lady Macbeth, wife of Macbeth, she committed suicide by killing herself, because she was in a sort of guilt of killing so many people. And by hearing this news, Macbeth was feeling alone, and he was grief-stricken at the same time. But however, he managed to be there, and meanwhile, he observes that the forest-like structures are coming towards him. Actually, they were the army of Malcolm and Macduff, and they were there to kill the king Macbeth. Macbeth was still in query that who will kill him, because the prophecy, according to the prophecy, only a man born out of woman, without a woman can kill him. Later on, when he realizes that Macduff was actually not born out of woman, he was underived born, that means in today's case we call as by caesarean birth. It was like that, so it begins the prophecy. It feels that the prophecy might come true, and finally Macduff kills Macbeth, and Malcolm becomes the king of Scotland. This is all about the summary of the play Macbeth in short. And from this play, what we learn is that the passion over ambition sometimes leads to the downfall. And here a Macbeth, who was a very good general, he also became the Thane of Cawdor, but due to his over ambition to become a king, he made several crimes. He kills the king, he kills the family of Macduff, he kills Banquo, and at last this result his tragic death. So over ambition is not good for us. We learn this lesson from this play. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please do like my videos, subscribe my channel. See you in next video. Have a good day. Bye bye.